was waiting for my drink to arrive, then I took a footage of this van where the door on the right side, and then you're walking out of the lobby and you grab a bus, a limousine to take you to the airport, continue. You just saw it, didn't you? I really didn't even need to take that out. This is for each of the coming games. We found out that for the Powerball, since nobody won that either. Hello guys, it is a very different start to today's vlog compared to usual. The time is 4:29 p.m. and it's Sunday, January 8th. I start this out on my bike, so if that surprised you, well, hope you enjoy it though. You gotta live with surprises, that's what they say. So yesterday was full of stories, I gotta tell you. So we got to Starbucks, right? And while I was waiting for my drink to arrive, then I took a footage of this van where the door on the right side, like, man, the door of it just got torn apart. Like, it literally got torn apart. And I'm like, how did that happen? So I went to that door and took the footage. And then the guy came a little too close to the door. And I'm like, yo, you're gonna hit the door. Like, that would cost a lot of money. And that would lead to a lot of damage. Like, what's gonna be the point in paying that big of a price for a broken door at the entrance of a cafeteria, right? It's like any other place, like a shopping mall or a hotel or even a barber shop. You know, it's that kind of situation that you get really pissed, like someone's bothering you or like someone is trying to reach you and you're either on nightlife or you're asleep or you're at work and you're just doing your own thing, you know. But what's the point, right? That could create a big impact on the workers, like the guy trying to fix a door. And towards the end of the day, it was even more productive. We had dinner and we looked into a few stores where we've seen a lot of surprises. So like I said in yesterday's video, the lights were on despite the store having already been closed. And I'm like, what? It's like I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and the receptionists and the janitors are still on their work. Like, the janitors still doing their cleanup and all that stuff. Like, hotel room services or pretty much anything, whatever you call housekeeping. And then you're walking out of the lobby and you grab a bus, a limousine to take you to the airport, continue your world traveling journey and all of that stuff. But speaking about today, it was more like a productive start. We had been to Paris Baguette and the protests that were continuing in Deerfield. Wow, what kind of a motorbike is that now? But yeah, like near that house that we had stayed for a few weeks once, like there was a group of protesters and like last time they were screaming and shouting and all that, like obviously holding up Iran flags. Like today a little bit of that continued, like they gathered in a big group, but it was not as hard as like you do a protest. But obviously there was a story behind all of this, especially something that has got to do with women's rights, you know? So that's why at some point the protests got kind of bloody, but today it wasn't really like a protest at all. And after that we had been to Dana Point, and although it's not really windy, the surf was just a bit too intense. And so it has been a mix of sun and clouds today. Like it was a okay day after 2 sunny days, and Tuesday's gonna be the day that we really will have to look out for, speaking about the weather forecast. Remember this place? Well, yeah, as if I just went there 3 months ago. But yeah, so it was an extraordinary week. Speaking about my workout as well, the fact that I have been 4 times. And yeah, it was kind of expected, actually. Yeah, if you're wondering why I put my head like this, so it's because I woke up this morning with my left ear clogged, like absolutely clogged. Like I couldn't use it as well in the last 2 weeks, but today was yet the hardest of it. I'm charging these, so better try with this. Well, okay, it somewhat does work. Like when you don't have them on, it becomes like a medicine for about a minute, but then it turns back again. Like it resets. It's a bit like you're resetting your game status. You know, it's like you're resetting your avatar. It's like you're resetting your Facebook or your YouTube profile and moving on to a new page. It's different from moving on to a new page with one thing, but it's just bringing everything back to the start. Like I just took them off and I still feel it. And it's not the first time this happened. The same kind of issue happened like 4.5 years ago when I had the golden version of these Beats headphones. But at that time it even hurt a little bit, especially at night. And those headphones were even stronger than the ones that I have. Well, good thing I survived today, mostly with that. And it is a big advantage here today. Just look at this. Like, except for the music, it's just silent. Oh, and interestingly, they call this the sunroom. I never heard such thing, but obviously there's some cleaning going on. There's been a big spill of soda or whatsoever. They just put the notice up. But again, it's worth a big advantage here this evening. Pirates of the Caribbean. Wow, what a story. So that's what's currently on TV after having come back. But what's really kind of pissing me off is that, yeah, you just saw it, didn't you? I really didn't even need to take that out, but I really like one of these kind of stories, like a documentary, you know, just a story of how they have made this, how they have put out it all together. But you know, some of them are just scenes, some of them is just a storyline of how they have put the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So that's what's up right now. And it's already the end of the day, and what's for sure is that we'll head to the lottery store tomorrow and get a ticket. Yes, Tuesday's jackpot. To be exact, it's $1.1 billion. So we had another look at the drawings and the prizes for each of the coming games. We found out that for the Powerball, since nobody won that either, it went up to 340 million. Well, for the Mega Millions, it went up to 1.1 billion. And I think this is only like the third or the fourth time in history that's ever been this big. Interesting story. So at the, like before the first Pirates of the Caribbean film was released, we heard about that story that like one of the actors, like especially growing up, became a pianist at that time, that everyone was going out playing with their toys and playing games, which like was quite popular between like the beginning of our generation and just at the end of our generation, you know, that time frame. Hans Zimmer, I believe, but yeah, since we know it's a Hans Zimmer film, like at first being a pianist and being a violinist and like some kind of an expert at orchestra, you know, so that's one key part of the autobiography. Like if I was to do a project about him at school and all that, but it's a great piece of entertainment here. All right, guys, so that's just about the end of today. It has been an entertaining one, but like I said earlier, still going through a semester. Still continuing with 4 days of doing 35 push-ups. Well, now already half of that is done. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the fitness center since it will be the last best day for this week to do it before. It's like saying the calm of the storm, you know, just like me talking about a Hans Zimmer film. Like when you leave the door and all of a sudden it's like the calm before a storm, like that's quite popular for a Hans Zimmer film. But interesting. story. All right, guys. So tomorrow will be a show and tell, of course. Tomorrow I'll get my push-ups on video and on progress. So see you guys in the vlog then. Have a great day.